The crux of the matter, while we're here today, is to hear from Dr. Spitz, who Attorney Johnson is going to talk with you in length about just how very capable and renowned that he is. But I first want to start off this press conference with you, and Ayanna Hatchett, our co-counsel, also present here with us. And I want to thank Sarah Lucrecio for helping us put all this together. But we want to start off with updates. We told the Lyoya family that we would be intentional and very intense in investigating every aspect of how this Grand Rapids police officer escalated a simple misdemeanor traffic stop into a deadly execution with him shooting an unarmed civilian in the back of his head. The autopsy findings from the independent autopsy performed by Dr. Spitz is going to get into very graphic details about just how horrific his killing was in a scientific manner. And we will have scientific evidence of not only the entry and the trajectory, but how the bullet traveled, where it ended up, which I think are very important to Attorney Johnson and I as we try to make good on our word to the family that we're going to investigate every aspect of this case and get to the truth. So in doing that, we believe it's important that you take everything in context. When you look at the video that was released by the Grand Rapids Police Department, and you don't have to take Ben Johnson's word for it, you don't have to take Ben Crump's word for it. Look at it with your own eyes. You would notice that the police officer initially is not traveling in the same direction of Patrick. So what we see is him make a U-turn to get behind Patrick. As my investigator Cliff Jones and I were reviewing the video over and over again, we both acknowledge that we have to investigate whether this is a classic DWB case, a driving while black case, that he profiled this black motorist and turned his car around, because when he turns the car around, what you see is Patrick's car is about 1.5 blocks away from him. And then all of a sudden, you see the lights on, and you have to ask yourself, how did he know that Patrick tag registration wasn't valid when he's coming from the opposite direction? These are things that Attorney Johnson and I want to investigate intensely, because it goes to the mentality of that police officer, and it goes to the culture that was manifest in that police department, at least as it pertained to this particular officer in these instances. The second thing we certainly want to look at is the aspects, and Attorney Johnson is going to talk about this, of his body camera video. We want to investigate that thoroughly as well. And obviously, it is really going to be about use of force that we're going to talk about for the brunt of our time today with the autopsy and how Dr. Spitz arrived at his preliminary conclusions. And then certainly we will look at the aspects of how necessary this was when you look at the video and you hear the results of the autopsy. Just another senseless killing of an unarmed black person in America by the very individual who was supposed to protect him. And so we won't belabor the point. We're going to get to the autopsy findings after my great co-counsel talks to you about those things we promised to the Lyoya family about investigating intensely every aspect, and he's going to introduce an incredible doctor who is very thorough in doing this independent autopsy. So I give you to a person you all know very well here in Detroit, Attorney Ben Johnson.